All right, boys, I wanted to go over a few tips and tricks because I know a couple of you've been asking. So I want to go over what I think are the two most important fundamentals when shooting a pistol, which is going to be your grip and your trigger pull. And that plays into a whole lot of different things when shooting, whether it be accuracy, recoil management, so on and so forth. Now, before I start this, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a licensed instructor, and I'm going to hear that a bunch. I've just been doing this shit for a long time. So I'm going to show you what works for me. It may not work for you. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. So either do it and you like it, don't do it, I don't care. It works for me and a whole lot of people I know. Anyways, we're gonna get right into it. I did it at home, not at the range, so you guys can see that you can do this in your living room, your bathroom, your basement, wherever you're at. Anyways. All right, so I'm gonna go over grip in a real easy way. This right here is called the dovetail, right here. Some people have long dovetails, medium, short, doesn't matter. Either way, you're gonna take it, think of it as an L. This is my L in my right hand, or if you're a left-handed shooter, think of it in your left hand. When I come and grab purchase on this grip, it's going to be right in that L, like that, right in the middle, all the way up in there. Grabbing that purchase and then wrapping my hand around it. Same for left-handed shooters. Boom, wrap all the way around. Now, I'm not grabbing this gun as hard as I can with these fingers and stressing my arm out. Me personally, my thumb dovetails out because I hold my gun in with my hand. Some people hold it down, it's personal preference. When I come in with my offhand, I'm going to cover up my three amigos and marry the thumbs like this. Now I'm putting even pressure with my right hand and my left hand. I'm not gripping the shit out of this gun because that does nothing for me. Basically, these are a little loose and I'm covering and applying even pressure. You see my fingers right now? When I'm holding this, I'm able to move my fingers in this grip. So I'm punching forward and I'm holding steady with my left and my right hand. Now, with grip, you can see my dot. Let's say you're shooting at a target about 25 yards away, and I go to pull that trigger, but I'm squeezing, and I squeeze with my three amigos. That's going to pull it to the left. As you anticipate that shot, boom, boom, pulling it to the left. Conversely, if I pull with my left hand, you have to have even pressure as you squeeze off that round, because any kind of squeezing with the opposite hand will pull that round. Same for left-handed shooters. So I grab that purchase on there, wrap my hands around, marry up the thumbs, and I'm holding. You can still see three amigos are a little loose in here. I'm putting even pressure on this. Now, for left-handed shooters, when you go to squeeze off that shot, I'm going to tell you a little bit secret when we move on forward in this video, but when you go to pull, if I'm pulling with my amigos, check this out. Too hard. Now if I do it with my right hand, if I apply even pressure and I squeeze that off, it does not move. All right, since we're going over grip real quick, I might as well go over stance as we're holding the gun. It just snowballs. Anyways, when I'm holding this gun and I bring up, I see a lot of people bring their head down to their gun, lean with their arms like this and do this kind of thing, whatever. Hey, I'm not dogging you, man. If that's how you shoot, that's how you shoot. But one way I found it effective is if I'm gonna come up to grab a gun, I square up to the target. That's where I'm gonna be most effective if I've gotta do anything. So boom, I'm square to the target. When I pull that gun and I come up, marry my thumbs, grab my grip, and push out, I'm bringing it to my head. I'm not bringing my head down to the gun, I'm bringing the gun to my head. That way, boom, I'm working. If I'm down like this, it's real awkward. When I come out, right to eye level, even grip, and I'm gonna go close so you guys can see. If I'm holding it like this and I squeeze my three amigos on my right hand, see that? Now, if I do it with my left hand, because I'm a left-handed shooter, I will come up, go to work, bring in my gun. See that? It'll throw your shots. Now, when pulling a gun from a holster, whether you're not in a holster, whatever it is, even if you're just at the range having fun, I'm gonna show you a little trick. Because there's a lot of people that are left-eye dominant, right-handed shooters, left-handed shooters, right-eye dominant, there's the whole thing. So everyone has seen that trick where you put the diamond out like this, and then you go real small, and then you close one eye. And my left eye happens to be the dominant eye. Now I'm a right-handed shooter. So what that means is I have to make my right eye the dominant one, or I have to bring the gun over on the left side of my head and make that left eye dominant. Now I'm gonna show you guys a little trick in order to use that right eye, because that's what I do. So as I bring it up, super simple trick. Literally, go grab your gun and try this. It's sick. When I come up and I punch out, since my left eye is dominant, right as I get my sights up, I blink my left eye. That automatically made my right eye the dominant eye on this target. Now, same thing if I'm a left-handed shooter. If I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna bring it, I'm blinking my right eye, and now I'm on target. It's super simple, it's a good trick. Anyways, instead of standing off to the side like this, always square up. This is the best fighting position. The best position that you can be in is straight forward. Their right leg's just a little bit back, and I'm bringing the gun to my head. Boom, do the blink, now I'm right eye dominant. Even grip, none of this hard on the right, hard on the left. Now we're gonna get into trigger pull because I think that's the most important after grip. All right, we're gonna go into trigger pull because I think this is the most important after grip. As you guys can see, I'm in my house, completely dry. So a lot of people, I'm gonna show you guys behind the camera, I'm gonna do it in front of the camera. A lot of people, they're gonna get a good grip on the gun, do everything that right. But when they bring that trigger finger in there, some people curl it over the trigger. See that curled like that? And they try to pull. Now do you see what my gun just did even at a vertical spot? If I pull like this, see my gun's shifting? Even micro adjustments at 25 yards is gonna throw your shot. So what you wanna do is, you wanna make that finger flat, like that. It's easier when your hand's on the gun because you're not trying to focus on this. Basically, you're gonna grab the gun like that, and it's gonna be a flat pull. See how my finger's at a 90? And I'm at the pad of my finger. I'm not all the way in here like this. I'm not right at the tip. I'm right on the pad of that finger. And it's a slow, even pull, like that. A lot of people will throw their shots because when they punch out and their finger's all the way in the trigger like that, and then they pull, watch this, look. I know it's a little exaggerative because I have to show you guys, but that right there, by me hooking that, is gonna throw that shot a little bit to the left. Same thing if I'm a left-handed shooter. If I put my finger all the way in the gun like this, watch this. See how I pull like that? It's very important that you do a flat pull on the pad of your finger, just like that. Now, with the pulling of the trigger, I'm gonna show you guys a few drills that's gonna help you guys out. You can do it at home. You don't have to be at a range to do it. It's all about dry firing because dry runs, they literally make or break you. So when I'm pulling the trigger, a tip you guys gotta learn here, if you want, is when I pull that trigger, I let that trigger surprise me. Some people anticipate shots. That's what will throw you vertical, down, left, right, anything. So if I punch out like this, and I'm in the game, and I'm about to pull the trigger, and I anticipate that shot, see how I went down like this? Some people even go like this. Some people go up. Some people, when they anticipate it, they pull off to the left. That's why you're throwing your shots a lot, is because of how you're firing the weapon. Even pull, flat. Let the trigger surprise you. The more you let the trigger surprise you, the more accurate you're gonna be. Because if I don't anticipate that and I just do an even squeeze and just let it surprise me, my gun does not move. That's a very important factor right there. Gun does not move, surprise. You take that slack out, and by slack, I mean you have trigger play. So boom, see this trigger play right here? You take that slack out, and as you're here, you slowly squeeze that trigger. And what that'll do is that'll keep your grip, your trigger, your dot, everything on target will stay the same. Bam, by letting it surprise you. And I'm gonna show you guys a drill that will help you out with that you can do at home. All right, I'm gonna show you that drill. So if you put everything together while you're dry firing at home, when you get the good purchase on the gun, get your good grip, your head's in line, body straight forward, you get that gun out, punched out. This is gonna be the drill that you do at home. You can use a round, you can use a casing, you can use 5.56, you can use whatever you want. But this is gonna train you in a few different ways. As I punch out, I'm gonna put this round on top of the gun. And I should say real quick, make sure your gun's charged. Put this round right behind the front sights. Now you're gonna grab your grip. This is gonna do a couple things for you. This is gonna teach you how to hold the gun steady right in front of you. You'll be able to aim, hold it, do whatever you gotta do. Now, when I talk about surprising yourself with that trigger, you do a flat trigger pull and just slowly pull. And that round should stay on there. Now, a few of you guys are gonna see, when you go to pull it, you're gonna be focusing real hard, you're gonna keep it up normal. But when you start getting out shooting rounds, you're gonna go. And when you throw that round like that, when practicing on dry firing, that means you're jerking the trigger. I'll show you guys again. I'll do it right in front of you. So I punch out, put that round right in front of that sight. I grab my grip like this, even grip right in front of me. If I jerk this trigger, that round's gonna fall. What you should be able to do is pull that trigger flat and that round stays on there. It's gonna be the same thing for a left-handed shooter, just obviously reverse of the right. So you're squared up, you got your stance going on. When you punch out, you put that round right behind that front sight. You hold it forward, you grab your grip, you establish a good position. Now when I go to pull that trigger, slowly let it surprise me. And that stays on there. Now if I jerk it, that round falls off, that means I'm slapping the trigger and that means I'm gonna throw my round. This is a recap. Get your hand in that L, grab the purchase on the grip, wrap your 3 amigos around, not deathly tight. Take your left hand, marry up your thumbs, point forward, bringing your gun to your head, now your head to your gun. Even pressure on both sides. Now I do grip it. I'm not saying that I don't grab this thing to handle recoil. I'm not out there willy-nilly just letting it loose. These are a little loose right here. This hand and right here and my thumb is a strong grip. So when I punch out, I'm like this. This gun, in order to reduce recoil, I'm holding forward. Now there's some people out there that have smaller hands. What they have to do is get their hands fully up on this gun. So your left hand's gonna be here and your thumbs aren't gonna marry. You're gonna be up riding on top of this gun like this. There's some people that have to do that in order to handle that recoil. If you have bigger hands, then you can just manage it normally. I'm gonna show you guys one more tip for grip strength that I do that basically helped me eliminate recoil on pistols. So as you guys know, a lot of it is in your grip. You gotta have a strong grip when firing pistols, because if you got a weak grip, you're not gonna be able to handle that recoil very well. So I'm gonna show you guys a couple things that I do. In between every set I do at the gym, whatever I do, in between every single set, I have dumbbells or kettlebells. Kettlebells I flip upside down, grab, I'll show you what I mean. So right now, I'm working with 15s. So I'll hold it like this and I'll hold it upside down. I'll hold it down like this. I'll hold it up. I'll hold it sideways. I'll hold it down. And I do that to failure on this hand. Once this hand fails, I switch over and I grab it with my left hand. So I'll just walk around the gym sitting there like this. It kind of looks douchey. Don't do it in front of a bunch of people, but if you want to be a good shooter, this will help you out. So basically, I use that for a 15, or I'll use a 10, and the same thing applies. With a 10, you can punch out like this. You can grab it with both hands, get that strong grip on you. Either way, you always want these fingers going to failure. Now, another trick that I do is I'll grab, usually a 45, but I only found 30s. I'll act like I'm at the holster, and my thumbs will be on this side. See if I can hold it for you. Will be on this side. I won't be gripping it like this. I'll be on this side. And I act like it's coming from my holster. So I bring it up like I would marry my thumbs, and then I punch out. I bring it back in, and I do it over again, 10 reps. And then I switch hands to my left hand, thumb on the outside. Bring it up, punch, like that. Now you can add a couple things in there where you twist and do any kind of gun work like that. Now you can drop weight a little bit and you can punch out, acting like you're grabbing a gun. You can twist your hands. Just like that. Now, if you're fortunate enough to have bands at your gym, you can wrap it around the post. You can act like you're grabbing the gun and you put a band around your hand and you just twist. Both ways. You have to switch, do it that way. But the more that you grab weight and you pull it and you punch out like you would perfect mechanics, that hand grip is going to become crucial to eliminating recoil. All right, with all those, I think that we kind of covered just a general basis. Obviously, there's more like in-depth techniques that'll help it, but for any of you out there either learning about guns or just wanting to get better at your damn grip or your recoil management or your pulling of your trigger, I think that's something that we can say, that ain't bad.